here with you. So if you have an empty seat next to you, if you could scoot towards the center and fill in all possible space, we would greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, brother.
I warmed it up. Got it nice and warm for you. Yeah, Karim, you suck. The seat cushion is cold, so.
I got small ass.
No, man, you gotta work on it. That's what sucks about this camera. There's no stabilization on it.
Which one? Oh, no, there is. It's just pretty bad. It's on the highest. Oh, you're recording it.
Yeah,
I got it.
Yeah, let's see what opens.
Show us what you get.
Alright, so do you want to hear the comments? Do you need to know the comments? Okay. I can't confirm you got a basic plan.
Oh, you got intersectosis.
Okay.
I don't know, he gave him some packs.
It's actually pretty sweet. Alright, so we get an etched foil Maria, Archangel of Wrath, Primeval Swan, what? Tarwaki, Rogath, Full Art Lily, nice. Full Art Foil Archangel of Wrath, and a Soldier Token.
What we got here? We got. I don't know what that one is. Jaya. We got a Jaya. There's your mythic right there.
Go ahead, you can go.
Falaji Wayfarer.
Okay.
Bohar Medallion.
That's a good card.
Desecrator. Desecrating is fun. We like Desecrate.
Yeah.
Tobias Doomed Conqueror. Pretty sick. Orca Siege Demon. I might hit a hit one here. Marius Scholar. I think I flashed a full art of Borderless. Hold on a second. Okay. Carpulsa Force. This is pretty fun.
That's cool. That's cool.
Land.
Yeah, those ones are cool.
Hey, token, yeah!
Watch your step. Thank you, sorry about that.
I'll go, brother.
If she would have busted her ass, that would have been fun, dog.
Yeah, that's why I could go to be after 30 years.
And then I've got an Elvish Hydromancer. That's what you call. Is it great?
Turn his mic on. We need to hear this banter.
It's okay, I don't know either, so.
So much for Marvel. I think I'm in the wrong event. Oh, Pterodactyl. This ain't Marvel.
What's up, New York Comic Con? Alright, wait, hold on. Who in here is a Magic the Gathering fan? Who in here is a Marvel fan? If there are that many fans in the building, I know you can do a lot better than that. What's up, New York Comic Con? That's what I'm talking about. We have the best fans in the world in this panel. I am so excited to be here for the first ever Magic the Gathering Marvel panel. My name is Steve Sanu. I am the Senior Global Product Marketing Manager for Secret Lair over at Wizards of the Coast. And my goodness, do we have an incredible show for you today. We're going to show you a bunch of stuff that you haven't seen before. We're going to get you some surprises. It's going to be amazing, but it can't be done without the incredible panelists over here to my right. Non-traditional today, start all the way down to the right. Panelists, will you please introduce yourself to these incredible fans?
Hey folks, my name's Jesse Falcon. I work for Marvel.
I am Tara Thew Harris. I'm a program manager for Universes Beyond, and I get to work with Marvel.
I'm Karim. I do content on MTG Goldfish. I stream on Twitch. On top of that, I'm a huge Marvel comic book lover and magic lover like all y'all.
Hey, yeah, my name's Daniel Wynn. I'm the senior product designer for the Secret Lair team over at Wizards.
And now that you've met our panelists, you're all here because you love Magic and you love Marvel, and I think that's true of pretty much everybody that's at this table here today. I really feel like one of the great things about Magic and Marvel is that they are a match that are made for each other. Ask any fan in here and they'll tell you, I want to see Marvel characters on Magic cards. Jesse, what do you think makes these two titans a good match for each other?
Well, Steve, I'll be honest with you, when this whole business proposition came to us, I think one of the big things that we wanted to do was make sure that the really cool things about our characters, about the Marvel characters, the stories, the attributes, the things that people love about our characters, were applied in a way to the cards that made sense. That's really been our goal from the get-go, and I think you guys were excited to share some of that with you today.
What do you think? Are you guys excited about that?
Yeah!
Well, I think we'll all agree that Marvel has some of the most resonant characters of all time. I mean, we all have our personal favorites. We love these characters. We grew up with these characters. Tara, how do these resonant characters match up to what is the greatest strategy card game of all time?
Well, we are so fortunate to have two amazing brands, these games and comics that have been around for decades. And with that is just a huge depth of worlds and characters and strategy. We're not just slapping a name on something. Like we are going hard on this and making sure that when you see a character on a card, it makes sense. It makes sense in the world of Marvel. It makes sense in the world of Magic. You will see characters, different iterations change over the course of cards. They will not always be, the same part of the color pie. It's just, we go deep. We like the Magic folks that are working on these cards are huge Marvel fans.
And the Marvel fans are huge Magic fans.
Yeah!
Our meetings are, it's a dream come true.
It really is.
We geek out hard. We stay late past meetings just to keep talking.
And we've been working on this for about a year and a half, which is like, I work on trading cards all the time and I have for years, and it's like, it doesn't, this is very unique that we would, take this much time on a process that is basically printing things and really tear it apart, rebuild it, tear it apart and rebuild it to make sure that what we're doing is appropriate.
Yeah. We are fans, we know the fans, we know for both Marvel and Magic, it needs to be perfect. You will let us know if it is not.
I can almost guarantee that that's the case. Let's talk about that collaborative effort that we're doing together, because it really, in the meetings that I've sat in on, I really feel like there's a lot of what you said, that back and forth. How you've been with the partnership almost since the beginning, Tara. What has it been like for you to be able to see that process and that collaborative spirit across both sides?
It's fantastic. I think from the very beginning, both sides were a little shy to share how big of fans they were with each other's products. And we were kind of tiptoeing like, hey, could we try this? Could we do this? But we're to the point now that, when a new Magic set comes out, we're talking about it. When a new Marvel movie comes out, we're all talking about it. And at every conversation, the ideas that we have, it's a yes and. We're like, that's great. And then we can do this, and then we can do this. And what if this character does this? And
all of our meetings are improv. They're improv shows. I do want to say real quickly. I want to say that we were really built so well from the top down to do this partnership because Dan Buckley, who runs Marvel Publishing, worked in trading cards, and it was like, we have to get this completely right. And I just want to give a couple shout outs to my Marvel team because frankly, the guys and girls that work on my team know and understand Magic well enough that they could go work in Seattle. But I just want to give a shout out to John Sylvia, Amanda Barker, James Kerrigan, the incredible Darren Montalbano, who is here in the audience tonight, dressed up with his gorgeous wife and his amazing baby, Alexander Lee, and Marvel's mighty Mitch Montgomery. Thank you guys so much. All your help does not exist in the way that it does without your help.
Well, Jesse, it feels like we would never get here, and now we're finally here. But we announced the partnership between Marvel and Magic way back, and we haven't shown anything since. It might be a good chance to remind people that Jesse, can we do this in one product, in one set, in 1 year?
Yeah, we'll do it all in 1 year. Of course not. Of course not. We're gonna. This is a multi-year expansion. Honestly, I have to be very careful, folks. It's just
Yeah, I'm right here, man.
And the Marvel guys know this. Don't tell me anything, because I love to share, great information, and I just want to be very careful about what I say. But I am excited for the future, and I'm really excited for the rest of this panel because we're going to show you some fun stuff today.
I mean, I don't feel like we should make you guys wait very much longer, should we? Well, you're not going to have to wait much longer at all, because the journey is going to begin November 4th, 2024, in just about 2 weeks. That's right. You might have seen at the top of this presentation that there was the Secret Lair logo. You might have seen that Secret Lair was up there, and I'm very excited to share with you that a collection of 5 Secret Lair drops are going to be a part of the Marvel Super Drop, and each of those drops will be headlined by a new to Magic mechanically unique card, representing one Marvel character. Daniel Nguyen, product designer for Secret Lair.
Yes, so
What is the concept behind these drops and why mechanically unique?
sure, yeah. So this is what we call internally a commander starter pack. That's not an official term, that's just our nonsense term. But it basically is the framework for having one headline or mechanically unique card and a handful of supporting cards that are reprints from Magic's history that are themed to fit that card, and that's kind of what we've done for this product.
That's right. So what everybody in here is pretty familiar with preview season, yeah?
Yep.
Usually we kick off preview season, you gotta wait 2 weeks to see all of the stuff. I thought we could do that, or we could just show you literally every card today. What do you think? Yeah! That's what I'm talking about! Let's go. I would like to see them too. Well, then let's not make them wait any longer, provided that we... That's right, we are starting with Captain America, First Avenger. And I'm just going to read you that game text that's up there. Throw 3 generic mana unattached equipment from Captain America. He deals damage equal to that equipment's mana value divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. And then catch. At the beginning of combat on your turn, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to Captain America. It is a 4/4 legendary creature, human soldier, hero for a casting cost of red, white, and blue. Daniel! What's going on with this card, man? This is cool.
Yes, this card is fantastic. It gives you all the things you want from Captain America. Right at the top, at the top you'll notice that we have the mana cost in not rubric order. Yeah. Very intentional there, red, white, and blue. Breaking our own rules for the gag here. Following it down, you'll see we have a hero creature type, which I believe is net new for Magic. We didn't have that like ancillary product that had hero creatures. Anyway, so the Marvel partnership, we're able to do all kinds of new things on the type line as well as the rest of the text box. And you'll notice that Captain America, rocking the Super Soldier Serum, is a 3-mana 4/4, quite buff.
Oh man.
Yeah. And then this gameplay mechanic of like chucking an equipment is just on the nose, beautiful. For all the cards you're going to see today, the mechanically unique cards, we've keyed into some key aspects of that character's persona and are trying to express that on the card for Captain America, head, bow, shield.
Now, before we move on to the incredible supporting cards that we have in the Secret Lair drop, I wanted to give a lot of credit to the man that led design on these mechanically unique cards. His name is Aaron Forsyth, and he's here today. Can we give Aaron a big round of applause? I'm sure you all want to know what else comes in this Secret Lair drop. Yeah! Well, let's take a look. We have America's Aid as a reprint of Sigarda's Aid.
That's what, Jeff?
We have Flawless Maneuver. We have In the Trenches. And finally, it's Shield of War and Peace as a reprint of Sword of War and Peace. Now, I know that there's a lot going on here, and you're going to take all of this in, but while you do, I want to kick it over to Tara, because I know that for In the Trenches, there's like a really cool story about the art that's on that card.
Yeah, cool is one way to put it. While there is a lot of thought and attention to detail that goes into the mechanics and the flavor text and the initial art description for these cards, after all that is created, we get to go into the nitty-gritty of everything else. And we had a very, very long conversation between Magic and Marvel one day. specifically about Namor and back there, and how much of his costume is on his body. Because as many of you know, these cards, once you see them, they're pretty small, and if a character is very small in the background, a little strip of green might not be seen very easily, and it might look like a superhero's nude. And that's just the beauty of our partnership.
Yeah.
We gotta have this conversation.
We had that conversation, and I grew up in Europe, so boys wore Speedos to the beach, and I was like, this is the name. I don't think he's European, but he wears a Speedo. And he's 80 years old. He's like one of our oldest characters.
I mean, he looks great.
He looks great. Oh, wow. Listen, if I had that body, I'd wear the Speedos all the time. And I did. It occurred to me that Wizards also had made cards for Lord of the Rings, and I said, well, guys, what did you do about Gollum? Did you put slacks on Gollum? And then we stopped talking about this.
Sometimes you have to agree to disagree.
I think it's just, things need to be like.
Can I just say that it's so sick to see the Invaders like on a card right now? Like as just like a fan of Magic and Marvel, just seeing these are things that I would just kind of daydream about, like it just sitting in my room. So to see it in person, I am still just at a loss of words. I mean, just seeing Cap, like you're seeing Falcon Cap, you're seeing all the just wow. Yeah. That's all I can say. Wow.
These are my favorite Captain America cards.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, this card is more of a flavor hit. You'll see as we go into the other drops, some of the cards are like really trying hard to mechanically be cohesive with the commander, and some of them are just deep cut flavor hits, so you'll see a little spice strewn about as we go through.
I mean, I love the fact that we were able to give Sam Wilson his due as Captain America on that Captain America's A card. Like, what do you guys think? You guys like Falcon? Jesse, I hear that character's pretty popular right now.
Yeah, I mean, guys, listen, if you don't know, we're making a movie, and there's a trailer in our booth downstairs. Please come watch it. It's really fun. And so that was obviously a big part of what we wanted to cover here, because we knew that would be, a real priority for Marvel, and we wanted to help celebrate that character here in these Captain America cards.
Magic celebrity and confirmed jank lord, the Asian Avenger. As a
my title,
it is now. One of the things that I know that you really loved when you first saw these was the fact that we get Captain America's shield in this particular drop.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's no way. Like, you think of Cap, right? The one thing you want to see is something with his shield, and you're seeing that in the main card. He's throwing it, and he's catching it, and Shield of War and Peace is just a brilliant name for it, and it was such a flavorful win. I mean, this whole line, I just love the attention to detail, as Daniel mentioned here, like that you went out of Wooburg order just to show the bit, right? Like this attention to detail is why I'm in love with these drops, and I can't wait to see more of these cards.
Yeah, props to our content team, Aaron Besburn, Matt Cavada, Aaron Forsyth, to Kill Gordon. The fans who are making this, the people in the building rather, who are making these drops are also huge fans. There's a lot of deep cuts in here, Easter eggs in the art. You'll see in the background we got Black Widow and the older version of the Falcon before he gets the mantle of Captain America. So look for these art little clues, and there's some fun details in the background.
Hopefully some of you can see those here, and if you're excited, please do feel free to take pictures. You're welcome to. But these will also be available on Daily MTG after this. All of this stuff will be available after, but you guys get the first look. It's not even going up till the end of the panel. So revel in it. Revel in being the first in this historic moment.
Love it.
So this is incredible. I'm so excited to get my hands on these and build around some of these mechanically unique cards. I mean, to be able to build a Captain America command. I mean, who's excited
I would
to
do
build
that.
a Captain America command? Right, Mike? Come on.
Yep.
But that's not the only secret layer drop we have. I said that we had 5. Who wants to see the next one?
I'm ready.
Well, let's do it. It's Black Panther. Yes, it's Black Panther, Wakandan King. It has first strike and survey the realm whenever Black Panther or another creature you control enters. Put a +1/+1 counter on target land you control. Mind Vibranium, 3 generic mana. Move all +1/+1 counters from target land you control onto target creature. If 1 or more +1/+1 counters are moved this way, you gain that much life and draw a card. That's a green and a white for a 2/2 legendary creature. Human Noble Hero. It froze. That's really cool. We did it. Now you can actually read it. You know, the best part about these being paper cards is that you don't have to deal with technology staff. Yeah. Best part. This is really amazing. I mean, Daniel, what's going on here?
Yes.
Give us the lowdown. What's up?
Well, you'll notice right away that we have the color identity here, green, white. That's kind of where we landed after some iteration of design. Usually when there's a creature or like a character name that has a color in their name, you try and give them that color identity. We did have some iterations in testing where Black Panther has like a history where he's controlled the undead for some time. He's had like a certain aspects of ruthlessness in his past, but in testing, no one liked how that felt. So this ended up green-white, and it's a little bit more high-concept design than the Captain America card, where throw shield, get shield. This is trying to express Black Panther's leadership and how he leads his people, and also the connection that the people have to the land through the vibranium. So it's a really interesting and novel design space, putting one encounters on lands, mining that, getting resources for it. Super fun card. Also, the first strike kind of represents Black Panther's agileness. This is the leader version of Black Panther. We may or may not see other versions of Black Panther as this partnership continues. This one's super fun, interesting build-around card.
I love this. It's so awesome, and the fact that we get to give Black Panthers. I mean, Jesse, Black Panther is a character that everybody in this room obviously has known about for a really long time. But I think to the greater world, he didn't really rise in popularity until relatively recently.
I mean, listen, he's always been in the comics since the 60s. He was introduced in the pages of Fantastic Four, but I think the idea of Wakanda and this incredible element that they could mine and technologically makes them much more advanced really didn't have a real global strike point until 2018 when this movie was an absolute phenomenon for us. So it's so exciting that we get a set of cards based around Black Panther, and I'm excited for you to show the next slide.
Yeah, you guys want to see how we're going to support this one? Yeah! All right, let's see them. We have Secure the Waste that comes with a warrior token. We have Bast's Blessing as a reprint of Primal Vigor. We have Heroic Intervention. And finally, we have Wakandan Skyscraper as a reprint of Karn's Bastion. Let's put them all up on the screen there. Karim, I heard you have a visual and verbal reaction when we showed Heroic Intervention.
I mean, it's mostly just because I've been blown out so many times by that card. That card just always comes in and just wrecks me. But I am so excited to see Claw. Oh my God, am I Claw in this situation? Claw. Well,
when people cast this, they're always going to be like, am I the Claw?
Yeah, am I the Claw? Oh God. Well, I mean, I'm just excited to see this and see Black Panther at 2 mana. How does this work with all the creature lands in Magic real quick? I take them off Nexus, because this is going to be so sweet!
Yeah. You're a bad man.
Yeah.
That's evil.
So there's so many incredible pieces of art on here. I mean, Tara, I wanted to ask you, especially for something like seeing the breadth of what we depicted here, how do you land on something like depicting the Wakandan skyline on a Wakandan skyscraper? How does that conversation even happen?
Ooh, that's a great question. There's a lot of back and forth there. When we're creating something specifically, when we're looking at a skyline for a property that has been around for decades, but is also, bigger in the MCU at this moment, we want to make sure that we're showing something that is evergreen, something that is for the comic fans as well as for those who are a little bit newer to Marvel, or even a couple Magic players who maybe are brand new to Marvel. So we take a look at all the different iterations, we kind of combine them together, make something in our own, Magic style, kind of real fantasy art style, and we work really closely with the Marvel team all the way through there to make sure that it's something that feels good.
Yeah, and I think for Marvel, we love our films, we love our comics, we love the video games, and all of the different iterations of Marvel that you have. Like the comics are the comics, and the films are the films. And what we wanted to do here was build something that aesthetically was its own, but also something that everybody would see and immediately recognize.
And I think it really hits it out. You guys like this art?
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, that Bast's Blessing, oh God, that piece is gorgeous. I mean, shout out to the Magic the Gathering art team on these drops. You guys like this?
Yeah!
Show the art team some love. Magic the Gathering art gets me every time, and the artists and the way that they've depicted this it's gonna, I mean, if you guys like it in here, imagine what it's gonna be like when you tell your friends what you saw, right? Daniel, let's talk a little bit about how Bass Blessing here as a reprint of Primal Vigor sort of ladders up to the strategy that Black Panther's trying to get you to build around.
Yeah, so Black Panther cares about things coming into play, and Secure the Waste is going to make a bunch of warriors. By the way, that is depicting the very first Black Panther discovering vibranium. That's why it's kind of an older style. The warrior token also matching that older era. You're carrying that through all of the modern era of the Afrofuturist skyline depiction in Wakanda skyscraper. So yeah, you make your tokens. Black Panther is going to see all those, get a bunch of 1/1 counters, and of course, Bass Blessing is going to accentuate both the tokens and the counters. And then you go, go hard, move them around, and get all kind of benefits there. One thing I want to talk about quickly is like the heroic intervention. You'll notice here, this art is the comic book version of the claw, not the Andy Serkis iteration of that. And that's just an indication that we are in the comics universe with this partnership for sure.
Nice.
That wasn't clear from the start. Yeah. But this is like super, super interesting creative build arounds. I'm excited to see how many tokens people can pump out with this. Super fun. Yeah.
I mean, how many people are geeking out about the fact that we got red suit, like comic claw on a Magic card? This is, I gotta tell you guys, I've been a fan of Magic my entire life. I've been a fan of Marvel my entire life, and I'm sure a lot of you are the same. Getting to see this stuff on the screen of Magic, of New York Comic Con, it's so special, and like, it's so cool that we all get to share it together and like have the chance to kick this off with all of you here. So thank you so much for being here and being fans. You know, that's the type of thing you would normally say to end a panel, but realistically, I just wanted to buy a little bit of time before we go to the next one, because I think
You're cruel, Steve.
I am super, like, I am very cruel, but let's be real. We wanna make this experience last, because you're never gonna be able to go back to a time before you saw what we're doing next. And do you guys want to see what the next one is?
Yes,
Okay. That's right. That's right.
Love that.
Now let's see if the technology, there we go, we did it. This is Wolverine Best There Is. Unrivaled lethality, double all damage Wolverine would deal. At the beginning of each end step, if Wolverine dealt damage to another creature this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on him. 1 and a green activated ability, Regenerate Wolverine. And for those of you that don't know what that means, the reminder text will tell you the next time he would be destroyed this turn, instead tap him, remove him from combat, and heal all damage on him. He is a 2/2 legendary creature, mutant, berserker hero for 1, a red, and a green. Daniel, I'm gonna kick it to you again.
Yeah.
Come on, like, what?
It's awesome. Just going top down, the best there is, a truncated version. You couldn't fit the whole catchphrase on there. The best there is, what he does. What is not very nice, that's a lot of words. But there's a truncated version on there. I thought right down here is red-green. Red makes total sense, very passionate, impulsive, angry guy, right? There's also a tie to nature, so we got the green in there. And as far as the mechanics, like this guy's here to fight all day, get beat up, and keep going. You'll notice as we go down, there's a very interesting type line here of mutants. Again, we're in the comics universe, so we can get away with that. And then we have on the very bottom, Regenerate, which is something that, there's many ways you could have expressed the healing factor for Wolverine. It could be indestructible, could have been, doesn't ever take damage. But as we see with like the Marvel history and Magic history, there's such a deep lore, a deep back catalog, a lot of deep cuts to pull from. So Regenerate is not something we normally would put on a card. It's kind of falling out of favor because it's a weird mechanic. But it fits perfectly here, so I just had to put it on there.
I'm just curious, how many people here were playing Magic when Regenerate was a thing? That's what I'm talking about, that's right. Oh, thanks, Aaron. Yes, obviously you. No, I love seeing Regenerate Wolverine, but like, let's talk about that art again. Like,
yes.
I love this. Jesse, this feels a lot like when people remember in their minds Wolverine being.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, honestly, like, you can see that this is a gnarly scrap going on between him and presumably Sabretooth.
That could be anybody's brown clawed hand.
Yeah. Or anybody wearing Sabretooth's glove. And, these guys have been mixing it up here for a while. But it's really, I love that you got the tagline in there, which, the tagline is really something that really lives so perfectly in a comic, because I'm sure you've all seen that panel where he's jumping, and in midair, He's like, I'm the best there is at what I do, but what I do is very nice. And I was like, how do you get all of that out while you're in midair? Like, it just doesn't,
A long jumper.
Yeah, it's very like slow. So at any rate, I love what they did here, and I'm really excited for you to hit the next button.
Oh, I guess I could hit the next button. You guys want to see the support cards here?
Right.
Let's go! Oh, that's right, it's Berserk. Rite of Passage. Rhythm of the Wild. And, oh, I'm so excited for this one. Adamantium Bonding Tank is a reprint of the Ozolith. Oh, wow. Amazing.
Perfect with Black Panthers.
Yeah, I wanna start with Daniel on this because you know, you heard the reaction with Berserk,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Like, I mean, it caused a reaction amongst longtime Magic fans,
Right.
especially even without the art. Like, we recognize that card.
Yeah, as I was talking about the deep history, Berserk is a card from beta. All the way from beta, we're bringing it to 2024, and it's still awesome in 2024. You have with this card and all the other ones here depicting the deep history of the character. Like with these drops, we're kind of exploring the full breadth of these characters' long runs. So you see all different Wolverine states of outfits and not outfits in the art here. And the Berserk is pretty fun detail here for Inside Baseball. The last line, destroy that creature if it attacks this turn, doesn't matter for Wolverine, because he can regenerate. Yeah.
Ah, clever. Tara, this is some really, really cool looking art. I love this art. I know that we just talked about what it was like in the trenches, but I know that you also have a story about some of these cards as well.
I do. of not costumes. And I swear in our meetings we talk about something other than this specific context. But in Adamantium Bonding Tank, you may notice that there's a glare on the tank, and there was a discussion on where and how large that glare.
If you know the character, he spends about 25% of his time without clothes on. You know, pants do not have healing factors. You know, and these claws just go right through them. So. Yeah, I know.
Jesse, one of the things that I love about all of these secret lair drops is they really illustrate a lot of different sides of the character. Like different people hold the mantle, different costumes. Like, I mean, I know that when you saw these, you were like, oh, this is so cool that they included a bunch of these things.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, honestly, and Wolverine is, you know, arguably one of our most popular characters, but he's had such a great history of cool different costumes and, you know, other people that he's worked with, obviously with that one scene there in the middle with he and Laura at a Danger Room training session. But it was just really, really great to see the Wizards art team come in and just plant the landing with all this incredible art.
I'm sorry. I just want to talk about the adamant. Well, I'm just imagining all the Magic cards that I could put through the Weapon X program right now. So I could like put a Snapcaster Mage or a Llanowar Elf in the tank. That's pretty sick to me.
Don't put Tiago Chan in that tank.
I also love the Sentinel in the background of Berserk here.
Yes,
So like
yeah.
this is the artwork of this whole secret lair on Wolverine has been phenomenal, and as someone who loves both sides of Magic's art and all the comic book arts, this is just awesome.
I know that you're also, we've had a lot of conversations about comics, you and I also know that you're a pretty big fan of Laura Kinney X-23 as Wolverine.
Yeah, I mean, I got into like Laura Kinney just mostly from the X-Force run, right? And through that, I've just kind of followed her and her progression, and to see her eventually take on the mantle, and also see like, you know, Sam Wilson as like, you know, Cap. I love that these cards have shown the passing of the mantles of numerous cards. So this is just cool to see Marvel through the years on Magic cards and see all the different costumes as well.
Anybody? Let's do a straw poll while we're here. Who likes? We'll go from right to left. Who's a big fan? And you can clap for more than one. Who's a big fan of that version of Wolverine?
Yeah!
We'll get some love for the Wolverine on Berserk. Put your hands together for the two Wolverines on Rite of Passage. And if you love some run-in with the Wolves, let's show them some love. And who is a big fan of the Weapon X era? I think it's pretty fair to say that that every single one of these has its fans. You know, Wolverine was my favorite character growing up. Was Wolverine any of your favorite characters growing up?
Who's very cool?
Anybody catch that cool X-Men show that aired earlier this year? Jesse, that was a show that aired this year.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the X-Men are having a pretty great year. You know, the books are amazing. The X-Men '97 show was incredible. Just the fact that like that show got. I worked at Marvel long enough. I worked on the original one with the lead ones, and I was like, wait, they're bringing that back. It was like a little mind-boggling. But then this movie came out, Deadpool the Wolverine, which was. How long did we have to wait for Hugh Jackman to put the costume on? It was worth the wait. It was amazing. And now this. And it's not even the end of the year yet.
Ooh, okay. We have, that was only Secret Lair drop number 3. There are still 2 more to go. I'm gonna show you the next one, and I give you full license to freak out about it as much as you want.
Do it.
That's because it's Iron Man. Now, what does Iron Man do? Let's find out. Flying haste, genius industrialist. Whenever Iron Man attacks, create a treasure token. Then you may sacrifice a non-creature artifact. If you do, search your library for an artifact card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrificed artifact's mana value. Put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. That's 3, a blue and a red for a 4/4 legendary artifact creature, human hero. Karim, I want to go to you first. Reactions?
Okay, I've got a little story on why I love Iron Man so much, and it comes from the weirdest place possible. As a kid, I just button mashed in Marvel vs. Capcom, and all played it. That was my team. It was Iron Man, Cap, and like there was a Gambit. All I would do is just button mash repulsor blast and unibeam. And then because of me button mashing these moves and hearing it in my head over and over, I then was like, oh, I'm gonna learn more about the character. So now as someone who gets to see Iron Man slowly assemble his armor on the card in a birthing pod, and like is a birthing pod but on a body that can attack, like I cannot wait to build a Voltron deck that just slowly assembles all sorts of equipments attached to him. So I really am so happy to just see like the one arm that has the armor attaching to him still. Like this is the perfect action shot, and it's a flying haste blue-red artifact deck. So you know artifacts can probably be broken in some way or shape or form, and I cannot wait to fight. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna break it, and then and that's what I'm gonna spend all my time doing after this panel, pretty much.
So Daniel, how is Karim gonna break Iron Man?
Yes.
Well, see, you got this nice attack trigger. We did mention birthing pod for those in the know. That's this is emulating that kind of mechanic. So it starts off making a treasure token, which is meant to express Tony Stark's wealth. And then you can sack a non-creature artifact to make that treasure token, and go fetch something with mana value 1 plus 1 to that thing, and put it into play. So yeah, as Karim said, there's no way this can be broken with artifact synergy. I will point out that small detail. We did decide to make Iron Man an artifact creature because, as you may remember from different iterations and expressions in the comics and the movies, things that can shut down a giant robot often can shut down an Iron Man. So we wanted to include that weakness in there as well.
This is a really cool design for a really amazing character. Where Jesse, you've been in Marvel long enough where you remember when Iron Man wasn't really known the way he is now.
Oh, listen, I think a lot of people in this room will remember that like we brought this test footage to Comic-Con in 2007, and the cover of USA Today was Marvel brings the D tier with Iron Man. And I learned this lesson right when I started working for Marvel, which was when the Blade movie came out. I was like, oh God, this movie's so amazing. It was our first film franchise. People forget that. And it made me realize you can do that with any of these characters, not just Marvel characters, but pop culture characters. Like if you have the right way in to tell a story, and these guys did, Favreau and Kevin and Robert did an amazing job. That's why we're here talking about this. This character probably wouldn't be in this card set if that film wasn't an absolute phenomenon, and the film team ran with that ball and are still running with the ball. So it's really exciting to see that character be elevated to this level.
You know what else is exciting? The support cards for the Secret Lair drop. It comes with a treasure token, you guys.
Oh yeah.
And galvanic blast, commander's plate, and if you didn't think this was coming, boy were you wrong, it's soul ring. And finally, we have inventor's fair. These are some cards. So, Tara, I do actually want to start with that galvanic blast with all those different Iron Man in there. I know that you've done a lot of meetings with Marvel. You've been in the partnership since the beginning. What is the challenge of having to try to figure out how to fit that many Iron Man armors on a single card?
Yeah, there was, again, a lot of back and forth on that in a couple meetings, specifically just making sure that they were clear enough of what they were, that we could still make sure that, Iron Man is the focus, and just make sure that we were doing justice to everything we see. I don't know if you remember that day. I feel like that was another long conversation.
Yeah, I do recall that we were going to have these be really specific bespoke suits at one point, but I think that we decided to have it be more like the Iron Legion, which is like something that, he can remote ROV from still being inside his own suit, so.
I mean, how do you even pick which suit? Iron Man has so many suits.
It also like it feels like every 3 months we get a new one, with the comics, which is great.
The Commander's plate, like that one kind of looks kind of like a little bit like the Bleeding Edge.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow, God, there's so many armors.
That Bleeding Edge suit, I think some people may know this, but Ryan Meinerding, who is the producer who works and helps design all of our characters for film, actually designed that Bleeding Edge suit for the publishing team. And that was giving me real Bleeding Edge vibes when we were doing press earlier this week, so we talked a bit about that.
Just a little bit. Daniel, Karim,
Yes.
Soul Ring.
Soul Ring. So fun. This is actually, we're talking about expressing all the characters' histories here. This is the very first arc reactor that Tony Stark built. You can see it's a little more rudimentary design in that Soul Ring, so some fun callbacks in there, yeah.
I mean, is there a better thing to have for a Soul Ring than
It's perfect.
these arc
It's
reactors?
perfect.
Like,
Yeah. This is one of those things where you didn't realize like how perfect the pairing of these two franchises were until we see it on cards like that and cards like this. You don't even have to alternate these things. It just fits perfectly. It's wonderful.
That was one that definitely got the team excited internally. So when we first saw the art, when we saw the card all together, it was very exciting.
Jesse, you and I have had a chance to chat a little bit about this, but that Stark Expo callback on that Inventor Fair, that's a pretty cool thing.
It's a great thing, and I just have to say this. So, we've had the great luxury of working with the Hasbro company for many, many years, since about 2005. They've been our incredible partner to help us make all of our toys and action figures, and obviously Wizards of the Coast is part of that team. And I just want to call something out here because when we made Iron Man 2, Hasbro had made this really, really cool helmet for kids to wear. So the filmmakers put that in the movie in this great beat where the hammer drones are going crazy. It's the Stark Expo. Tony comes in and saves the day. And then a couple years later, Spider-Man enters the MCU. And the people in this room said online, hey, that little boy was probably the same age as Peter Parker was at that time. When he was 13, he looked out his window and he saw the big portal above Stark Tower. Was that kid wearing that outfit Peter Parker? And this summer, in the opening scene of Deadpool and Wolverine, that helmet sits in Happy Hogan's office with a very strategically placed picture of Peter Parker and Tony Stark. Wow. So we don't check off a box. That would not have happened without the fandom in this room to connect those dots and have our filmmakers go, we see you.
Give yourselves a round of applause. So we have one more secret layer drop to show you.
Favorite.
That's right. We have Storm, Force of Nature, Flying Vigilance, Ceaseless Tempest. Whenever Storm deals combat damage to a player, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn has Storm.
It's a good mechanic.
When you cast it, copy it for each spell cast before it this turn. You may choose new targets for the copies. This is one generic mana, a green, a blue, and a red for a 3/4 legendary creature, mutant hero. Tara, I know how much you love this art.
Yes, as they all know, I have a place on my wall that is like ready to frame one of these cards once I can get my hands on it. The first time that we all saw this in the office, one of the architects brought his laptop over where a few of us were sitting and was like, I got some card mock-ups if you want to see them. And he opens it up, and I got a quick glimpse of it right before he did this, and so I got to just watch him show these other architects. And it was one of those moments that you like keep in your brain forever, because I saw him open up the laptop, and this light just came out and like framed the architects as I watched all of their jaws just drop. Like, there are these special little moments in the office where you see that everyone who works at Magic are just huge fans of what we do, and it gave me chills then. It gives me chills now when I think about it. Like, it was just this beautiful moment of everyone appreciating the wonder of bringing the art together, bringing these mechanics together, and just how lucky we are to get to work with these amazing characters.
Daniel, Storm?
Yes, you'll notice we are in the teamer color identity here. That is kind of related to a lot of our weather-related cards and stuff, so that just felt right. We're depicting here the like nature goddess fury version of Storm. We may see other versions of Storm, like so that's kind of why we chose these colors. And of course, Storm on Storm. How could you not do it? That's so perfect, right? And you'll notice a small detail here. This was originally an attack trigger, similar to the Iron Man card. Felt a little too strong in testing.
It sounds pretty strong. Sounds pretty strong, Aaron.
You have to actually hit to get that strong effect. But a very powerful card, an Omega level card for an Omega level mutant.
That's so cool. Who wants to see the other cards in the draw? I think it's the first one's pretty obvious, but I think everyone's going to be pretty happy to see it. That's right, we have a Lightning Bolt. We have Storm's Will. Here's a reprint of Jessica's Will.
Oh, I need that.
We have Ice Storm.
Whoa.
And finally, we have the greatest name in the entire Super Drop, Aurora Borealis, as a reprint of Manamorphose. So, talking about X-Men 97, Karim, this is something that I know you have a lot of love for, that Jim Lee costume that's in that Ice Storm card that also showed up in X-Men 97.
I mean, that's like the Storm I'm familiar with, because that's kind of like what I remember as a kid, and just seeing like Colossus in the background. Like, this is, again, you feel like it's the Marvel Universe because of the Easter eggs, right? You see the connected universe, and I really just love that costume of Storm. You get to see the different versions of her through the years. Also, I just want to say that it's pretty cool that you made Storm an attack combat like base like commander, or like card, where in a mechanic that's not normally combat heavy. So it's cool to see me actually want to go to combat, and then I get to storm off, mostly because I want to do the teamer ultimatum like 100 times. So like, that's just super sweet to see Storm throughout the years.
Yes.
So yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just love seeing all the costumes. My favorite's the 90s, the punk era one with the mohawk. Yeah, it's super fun. You'll even notice, like, in Storm's Will, there's an art callback to Jessica's Will for those sharp-eyed players. And Ice Storm is just another deep cut back from, I believe, Beta. I think this is the first reprint of that. And for Aurora Borealis, that was actually a name that the Magic team came up with, and Marvel team liked it so much, we just ran with it. It's like a net new phrase.
So good. I love it so much. Jesse, Storm has had so many looks.
Yeah,
over the years.
I mean, I do think it may be a latent secondary mutation for her as a style, you know, like being amazing at style. I mean, honestly, this is one of my favorite characters because she is an Omega level mutant, but she's also so incredibly fragile. You know, she had childhood trauma and she's claustrophobic. I think that's why this character continues to be so appealing. I mean, her story arc in '97 was so great. And listen, a superhero losing their powers is like, you see that in every single franchise, but like, it was done in such a really cool, thoughtful way, and that payoff was so great. I love the way that this arc turned out, and it really is just like, you know, she's kind of like the X-Men's David Bowie, you know, because every time she turns around, it's like, wow, where did that look come from?
Well, those are all the secret layer drops that we have for you, but we do have a few more things to let you know about. It's not over just yet. The first is this.
What the?
In partnership with our friends at Marvel, those are two special variant cover comics that we produced for New York Comic Con. If you are very cool about it, and very nice and kind and orderly, every single one of you will get one of the two of those before you leave the panel. But be cool, you guys, because we want to do this again.
We're cool.
And second of all, that is not the only thing that you will get. In addition to one of those two comics, you will get in foil the Doctor Strange comic. Now, we are not monsters. Any of you that are not in this room, people that were not able to make it, friends that maybe are going to be here tomorrow, we do have 2 giveaway sessions at the Marvel booth at 10 o'clock a.m. on Saturday and 10 o'clock a.m. on Sunday. Tell your friends to come. They will get one of those 2 comics and that same counterspell during that giveaway session. So do tell your friends. Again, be cool, you guys. We really want to do this again, so be very orderly, be very respectful to all the people that are there. I know you guys are the best fans in the world. I know you're going to do us proud. And then finally, we have this, which is the purchase promo for the Secret Lair Marvel Super Drop. It is Earth's Mightiest Emblem, is a reprint of Arcane Signet. The details for this will be in the Daily MTG article as well. But basically, for every $199 you spend in a single purchase, you get one of these in foil. For every multiple of that in a single purchase, you will get another one of these cards. Finally, I want to go over some sale details with you really quickly. Again, that sale begins November 4th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. If you want, you can go to magicsecretlair.com right now to sign up to be on our email list to get notified when that goes on sale. It is limited stock. More details will be available on Daily MTG. $39.99 for non-foil, $49.99 for foil. So before we wrap up today, can we just have a really big round of applause for our panelists? Thank you so much for that. And because you guys have been such a great audience, I wanted to let you know. Before we go, you might have noticed that the Marvel Super Drop has 5 Marvel icons in it. There are so many more. We have so many more favorite characters. This Super Drop is just the start. As Jesse said, it's the start of a multi-year partnership. But that said, there is one Marvel icon whose absence is particularly conspicuous. Considering we're in his backyard, his friendly neighborhood, if you will. Now, if you're wondering why he is not a part of the Marvel Super Drop, he is not, well, we have something much bigger planned for him. Thank you very much for coming to the panel. Please form an orderly line. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful New York Comic Con.